this is Gina with Fairydust Crafts. Welcome to my podcast. Today is Monday, August 14th, but you'll probably be seeing this on Wednesday, also called Whip Wednesday over here in my corner. Today is episode 2 of my little crafty podcast. My craft is mostly knitting, but I also do like sewing and a little bit of crochet, a little bit of needlepoint, or rather cross stitch, more cross stitch than needlepoint. But you can find me on Instagram. That's kind of like my main outlet for social media. I'm also on Ravelry, where I have my own group with knit-alongs, and you'll find all of my project information, or I hope most of it, on my Ravelry page. All the links, details on whatever I'm talking about, and to my like social media, you'll find all of that below here in my show notes. So like yarn I use, project bags, like if I purchased anything. This is my cat. Hey, stop it. So if I purchase anything online, yarn, project bags, stitch markers, you'll find that below in my show notes. I hope I won't forget anything, but if I did and you have questions, just leave me a comment and I'll fix that. So as it is my second episode here on Fairydust Crafts, I thought I would do a quick little introduction segment, nothing crazy, just so you know who's talking to you here, and you know, it should be an exchange hopefully. Right now it's just me, but you know, so I already said my name is Gina. I live in British Columbia, Canada. But I was born and raised in Switzerland, where I learned to knit, crochet, and sew in elementary school. So we still did that. I'm not sure if they still do that as of like today, 2023. But I'm pretty sure like kids still learn those kind of skills, at least in elementary school, like when they first start crafting and like, you know, all the whip crafts and whatnot. So I do speak German, that's my first language. So if you've got questions, comments, anything, and you're a native German speaker, feel free to talk away. I do understand you and I can answer in German. I do know a little bit of French and Italian, but I'm so out of practice, it's crazy. If you see me like look down here, I have my notes right here. I need to like have notes so I don't get carried away and start like rambling for hours. Also, if you hear my cat, I apologize, but she just woke up from a nap. She turned 1 year old last week, Molly. Anyway, so I have not one but 2 daytime jobs. One of which is at my local yarn shop. And we do have a podcast. I'll link down below. But shout out to Impossible Knot and Impossible Knot podcast. If you're in our area, come in and say hi. We got lots of tourists during like summertime, so if you know where we are, I'm not gonna like say my town or anything, but if you know where we are, pop in, say hi. We love meeting new people from all over. So when I'm not crafting, I'm probably asleep, like truth, but I do really enjoy reading. I mostly knit though. That's like, I come home from work and I do like, you know, all the housework stuff, and then I will have dinner and probably watch a show or a movie or something, and that's when I knit or craft of any sorts. My thing is socks. I almost exclusively wear knit socks, woolly socks. It's what I enjoy the most. In terms of knitting, it's like I grew up with woolen socks. So it's like what I knit, what I wear, what I enjoy most. My husband wears them, my mom wears them. I like giving them away if anybody wants knit socks. Like, I don't take orders, just to let you all know. I do have an Etsy shop that is on vacation right now, but I generally don't take orders because I don't want to commit. Is that the right word? I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'm an indoor cat that prefers to stay at home. So I'm not a people person, like not really. I don't really like crowds too much. I was born and raised in a small town, and I'm very happy that we don't live in a big city as of today. I'm hoping that I won't have to go back to a big city, at least not in the foreseeable future. I don't do well with lots of people. But I will throw myself out there like every once in a while. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy coming home. I love coming home, but I do enjoy travel. Obviously going back home to where my folks are. And I love going to like all of these yarn conventions, like shows, all that stuff, because I'm amongst like-minded people. I think like we all love yarn, and that's what brings us together. And like everything else is secondary. Who cares about like anything else? We're here for yarn and the crafts, and we like nerd out about it. Anyways, I'm getting like carried away. I'm a true creative. So that means I've always done arts and crafts. It's always been encouraged growing up. It keeps my hands busy. I am just a tiny little bit ADD. Back then it was ADD, now it's like some type of ADHD. But it keeps my hands busy, and it's good for the brain too. Sometimes like you gotta do math and like more complicated things when you craft. Saying that I'm a true creative also means that I did, feels like a lifetime ago, I went to makeup school. So I am a trained makeup artist. I went to school for 2 years, and I worked in the industry for a little bit, and doing that I burnt myself out, mostly creatively. So there has been a time not too long ago where I did nothing, and then I went back to sewing for a little bit, and I picked up quilting, which I really enjoyed. Made quilts for all the little boys in my family. There's only boys, so I really enjoyed that, and I do always have like a quilty project going, a sewing project going, but I did burn myself out a little bit, so I decided that I want to go back to school, do something different maybe, and went to art school. And then art school turned into art history, where I actually graduated, and I've got I think it's a diploma, certificate, one of those. But like, yeah, I think that's all you gotta really know about me. My favorite color is green and black. I love black. Black's good. Yeah. Right. I am here for like an actual purpose. I already mentioned this, like all my previous episode, inaugural episode #1 last week, was all about this, like why am I here and like what's the point. So if you haven't watched last week's episode, my craft room, where I'm in right now, is out of control, and I need to fix that. So if you watched it, and also if you saw, like if you follow me on Instagram and you saw one of my stories last week, I can't remember what day it was, but like if you watch my stories, you probably saw it. I found a spider. So I'm like sitting in my awesome orange chair here, and I did a Instagram live, and so I'm like sitting there and I'm putting my stuff away from like recording my live, and I turn around and like literally right here, right beside me, next to my chair, is this wolf spider. It wasn't big or anything, but I was just like taken aback a little bit. I was like, oh, I do not want to see you in here. No. And I need to fix that. And fixing all of that is like taking care of this mess that I have in here. There's like stuff everywhere. I have like even my cubbies here. I've got my sewing, like my serger, my sewing machine, one of my sewing machines, and like there's like cubbies with yarn and like books, and there's yarn everywhere, and my whips and everything is just overflowing to a point where I feel like I'm very constricted in my creative outlet. So I was like, this is it, like something needs to change, simply just because of that spider. And yesterday I'm in here and I'm like cleaning up, doing some like stuff, and my waste paper basket is, I don't know what it is. It's like elephant grass or something like that. Some sort of like woven thing. Anyway, so I'm like, oh yeah, it's full, so I better change out my bag. So I pull it forward and grab it to get out my bag, and I guess when I like held onto the garbage bag, I really hoped that it was on the bottom and not like right where I put my hand. But this like huge wolf spider is just like sitting there and goes out to like attack me, and I'm like, nope. So I started like tidying up. I need things off the floor, which I'm pretty good at. And no, I mean, I'm okay at keeping stuff off the floor, but like things need to change. So my goal, as I said in last episode, is to like clean up or clear out my materials. So I want to use up my stash, not everything, I'm okay with having a little bit of stash, but use up my stash and finishing all of those whips. Like I feel like this room is where whips go to die, and I named it Whip Graveyard after I like saw somebody call their poor works in progress Whip Graveyard. So that's kind of like what this room here feels like to me. So that's why I'm here. I'm here for accountability, to just kind of like push myself to use up my stash and to get all of my works in progress down to one larger project on the go, one long time project, probably a blanket, and one or two socks. And that's it. Anyway, so let's move on. I've got some finished projects for you. One of them, one of them is one of those works in progress that I need to get out of my house, which is, I already washed them, this pair of socks. So there's two of them. Love this. So this pair of socks, pair of shorties that are for me. These are the Affinity socks by Carrie Cogan Brown. Are pair of shorties for myself. I really like them. I need these in All Points North sweet sock, and I have, so that was my like long-term whip, not so long-term, but like long-term whip. And I have a finished pair that is like, I haven't washed or blocked these yet, so they need to be washed and blocked, so just put them on a blocker. But I have a full pair, and I made these ones a little different. So my first pair that I made is, I'll tell you what yarn this is actually. So All Points North Sweet Sock, and this is Anchors Away for heels, toes, cuff, and the little mosaic detail, and then Raindrops for the body, or I guess the foot. And hang on. So same thing, it is anchors away for the details, heel toe cuff. And then I used just a white, like undyed natural yarn for the background here to make it a little more crisp. I feel like any kind of color works, looks more crisp if you just have a plain background. And then this is Pansy, which is one of my favorites. I love this. It's kind of like mustardy, yellow, and navy. Love it. So I finished both of those last week. And I think this was not the last of the Affinity socks. I really enjoyed working these. So those are my only FOs. Now on to my works in progress, my whip. My main, gotta grab my bag here. My main whip is a sweater. This is a bag, I love it, by Garlene at the kitchen sink shop. I hope you can see it. I love the little chickens, and you know what? Oops, things are falling here. You know what? I got little stoppers that are also chickens. How cute! Okay, and now you can see like my pink mess in here. I've used, I think it's a theme here, All Points North yarn, Divine DK for my sweater here. This is the Stripes sweater by Andrea Mowry. I've had some issues with this sweater, so I've started it like 3 times. I'll tell you in a minute what it is, but like, this is it. I have my sleeves all done, and I'm just working on getting my body done, and then that's it. I'm actually really excited to be wearing this. I'm calling it Barbie Stripes on my Ravelry, and it's totally out of my comfort zone. This is not something that I would like pick out at a store, but this is so much fun. Pink is like the color this summer, so it was like, why not something like bright and fun, and I can work this at work. Yeah, I used Divine DK because I got a really nice fabric with this yarn. Really like it, and I got gauge, so that's good. So what happened? This I've had like, oh my god, it was such a headache. So when I started first, I used a different needle size. So I used whatever she's recommending, which is I think a 3.75 millimeter needle, and it was just too tight for me. It was like a board, and it's not really like, I don't like that. I want my fabric to be like tight but nice and soft. So I went to a 4 millimeter, and it's perfect. So that was the first time I pulled it out, and then the second time I pulled it out, when I did my increases, and they're still a little puckery, but they should block out at this point, like it's not bad, but my increases were like a line, like a thick line, like very, very like noticeably like there, which like that should not happen. Even this is already kind of like, I don't know, but it will block out. Knock on wood. But I wasn't quite sure. So I'm at work and we're talking about this, and noticed that I didn't read my instructions properly. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, left leaning increase, let's do it. And I did them like completely wrong. I did not read my instructions. So whenever you feel like something looks off, something's wrong, just put it away and then read your instructions. Like, have a look and just, did you actually do this right? Because I bet you most of the time there is like something off. So that was it. But I'm almost done. I'm happy. It's a superwash yarn, so I didn't really like, I didn't make my sleeves super long. I I kind of like left a longer tail, and I'm not going to weave in my sleeve tails until it is blocked and done, just in case if I need to like rip it out and make them a little longer. But because it is a super wash, it's gonna grow when I wash it. So I didn't want my sleeves to be like super long. Okay, so I got 2 more whips. They all fit in this tiny little bag here. These are this is by Studio Brita, and it just like had my name on it, obviously. It's like the tiniest little bag. I love it. Drawstring, and it is quilted. So cute. So happy when I got this. I saw it online, I don't know how, and I was like, ooh, I want that, and went to her Etsy shop, and there it was, so I bought it. So I have, and what I really like here is my yarn choice. Like, it all goes with the bag. I have a theme here. It's cute. So this yarn is a subscription. So both of these are my 2 whips, my 2 sock whips. I'm only supposed to have one, but I just couldn't help myself, and I changed something with the first one, some stuff with the first one, and then had to cast on the second one because I need like a mindless knitting. So my first one was this beautiful blue. So this is the Mystery Monday subscription by K-Sip Knits. There's cat fur all over it. That you gotta sign up for it in, I believe it was December. So I did that, and she still has, like, if she has leftovers of the yarn, she will post it on her website, which is linked below. So you can still, I think this is actually still up for sale, so you may be able to still grab this, but I love it. It's like little speckles. It's like a light blue, and then it has all of these little like rainbow speckles. So there's like a little bit of orange and green and kind of like a magenta and a blue. They're beautiful. I absolutely love this. So what I did is I started this sock. This is her Garibaldi fingering weight yarn. So I started this, and I was like, oh, vanilla sock. And I didn't really like it. I felt like this yarn deserves something more fancy. So I am, and I got a cheat here, I'm knitting, it's like a very easy lace pattern, lace repeat, and I made a boo-boo somewhere, but you can't even see it. Let me cheat. This is Cozy Autumn Socks by This Handmade Life. And I'm really, really enjoying this. It's like really easy lace pattern. I can knit this in front of the TV, but I do need my phone for that because I have my patterns on the phone. So when I watch YouTube videos I usually do that like Saturday afternoon after work. I come home when I have my lunch, and I watch YouTube while I have my lunch and knit. So I need kind of like a pattern where I obviously don't need instructions for. So I was like, oh no, shoot, now I have to cast on a second pair of socks, which I did. So this here was a subscription, Mystery Monday, July. Ooh, ew, there's a hair on it, I think. Yes, you'll see the details. So it's called Donut Dreams. So you'll see the details in my Ravelry project page. So Donut Dreams, which I believe was July. And yes, and this is February. February is Painted Plume. All of these are limited edition, so if she sells out, they're gone. So it looks like this. Really, really fun. Her like reference picture is a bird. I can't remember its name. Oh my god. Oh my god, Gina. Okay. don't know, can't think of things. So I needed like just straightforward pattern. I didn't want to do vanilla sock. I wanted like a little bit of texture. I felt like this yarn deserves some texture. Like, look at how cool this is. Love it. It's like the cutest little thing. And my little, oops, move around. My little firefly notes stitch marker is a sock. Isn't that cute? Love it. So yeah, I thought this deserves a pattern, and you can't really, like, at least some texture, you can't really see it, but all it is, it's knit 2, purl 2 for 2 rounds, and then 2 rounds of knit, and then purl 2, knit 2 for 2 rounds, and then 2 rounds of knit. So it kind of like almost looks a little woven, but because the yarn is so patterned, you can't really tell what pattern I'm knitting it in. Does that make sense? I don't know. But it gives it texture, and I thought it looked really cool, so I'm just gonna go with it. You'll find like my pattern notes in my Ravelry project page for it, so if you want to copy this. And both of these are knit on 9-inch Chiagus, which are like my favorite. So those are my, you know, my main project and my 1/2 socks. And that's what I need to keep with. At least that's my theory. I need to keep doing that so I don't have like too much on the go. So I just need one whip, finish that, and then that's it. And always a sock. Socks don't count. Socks are not whips. I'm starting a KAL, a knit along, on Saturday. Same thing, you'll find all the information in my Ravelry. If you want to knit along, please sign up for it. It's gonna be like super fun. So that will be kind of like juggling two projects at once. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, but that was it for my current crafty project. I picked up some mail today, and I know I should not be buying any more yarn. I already get yarn delivered to me once a month with my Mystery Monday subscription. But last month, I was online for some reason. I was watching YouTube videos, and I believe it was Kay Litton at the Crazy Sock Lady. She's a Yarnable subscriber, and so I was kind of like, huh, I'm interested. I always see like her beautiful yarns, and she like gets her subscription, and then she casts on like pretty much right away. So she's always like keeping up with it, which was my goal for Mystery Monday, and then like things changed, and then I was being dumb, and I'm trying to catch up. So that's why I still have February on my needles right now. So I went online, and there were spots open. So this is my very first Yarnable subscription. It's by Hypnotic Yarn, so all the yarns are dyed by Hypnotic Yarn. I haven't actually opened it yet, so I've only like I cut open the bag so it's easier to open. But I will open this together now. I'm like super excited because this is my very first. Thought I would try it for like a few months, and then, you know, we'll see what happens. I can always cancel, right? And you can skip months too. So sorry for the noise here. Okay, so all of her yarn comes in these little bags, which are amazing. I feel like it's a project bag. Maybe I'll do like a little, maybe I'll add another project and I'll do like a little cross stitch on this or something. I don't know. So we'll do the yarn last. So it comes with this a little card that gives you all the information on what's in it, And then there is a like scratchy part here, scratch and win, where you can like scratch to reveal a discount for Hypnotic Yarns for like the current month, basically. So this month's theme for August, it is August, is grow with the flow. Be like a sunflower, so even on the darkest days, you will stand tall and find the sunlight. Oh, I love that. That's so cute. So there's extras in here, which are in this really cool bag. I love these. I used to have a like stationery subscription that all of their stuff came in these bags, and I still use them for like everything. These make great little like toothbrush holders for your like on the go bag, and you know, like just an FYI, or like for traveling and you want to keep your liquids somewhere. So these are awesome. So in here we have, oh, this is really cool, a slap bracelet gauge ruler. Oops, upside down. Also, it's like flowers, sunflowers on one side, and then there is a ruler on the other side, and it is like a slap bracelet. Like, remember those? How cool is that? So cool. Love this. And, oops, oh, don't disappear in my chair. So cute. Oh my goodness. So there is a little sunflower needle minder. How cute. And, oh, how cool is this? I didn't even see that. Okay. And then there's a wooden button trio. These are like engraved. And it says color me. So you can, like, how cool is that? So you can color your own buttons. Oh, what a neat idea. So those were the extras for this month. And because, you know, it's all sunflower themed, I am thinking the yarn is probably something yellow. Ooh. Oh, pretty. Oh, it's so soft. So this is August Hypnotic Yarns Grow with the Flow on plush sock, which is a 85-15 superwash merino nylon. How pretty is this? So these are going to be socks, obviously. What else? For myself, maybe I'll knit them in my size. Maybe I'll do shorties. Oh, it's so soft. Oh, really nice. I love me a 85-15. It's just like so soft. So these are going back in here. And because I do actually want to knit all of my Yarnable yarn within the month, this is gonna go on like the very top of my pile. So once I'm done with these 2 pairs of socks, which should be like fairly soon, there's like nothing crazy about them, like there's nothing complicated, so it's kind of like a quick knit for me at least. I am gonna cast on this yarn and I'm super excited. So I thought it was something exciting, and you know, shouldn't buy any more yarn, but it's fun, and it's like, you know, maybe I was like, oh no, now I'm adding to my stash, which is like not the goal, but my idea really, and like same with my monthly subscription from K-Zip Knits, is to receive the yarn and use it in that month. And I feel like there's like, for me as a sock knitter, that's a very realistic goal to have, to like use those 2 skeins of yarn for a pair of socks. And because that's kind of like my on-the-go knitting, or just like TV knitting too, I can finish like at least 3 pairs of socks a month. at least. So like it always depends on like how tall they are. Obviously, like minis are done in like so fast. They're like little shorties. Yeah. Anybody else a Yarnable subscriber? I'm like so excited. I can't wait to start, but need to finish at least one of those socks because I need free needles too. So that's another thing too. All right, I think that's it for this week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my rambling. I love sharing all of my like projects with you. If you want to pop into my Ravelry, follow me on Instagram. All the links are down below. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment. If you have any questions, feel free to just pop it in the comments. Subscribe and see you next week.